हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ॐ नमो हिरण्यबाहवे हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो। ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपति ब्रह्मणोऽधिपति ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो।
All right, y'all. Hello, good evening. All right, so this discussion that we are going to have this evening is for women, especially in particular unmarried women. Hey, Suli, how you doing? Now, we know that there are married women that are out there that are going through worse sometimes than unmarried women. But what what Spirit wanted me to come and talk to you guys about is that there is a hidden agenda to do harm to unmarried women with children, and it is totally being backed by the church. Because after all, due to the curse of patriarchy and male ignorance, it's always a woman's fault. Whenever a man makes a mistake, the woman must be punished for it. And this is the way a large percentage of the population is thinking. So if you're a woman, and let's say that you're unmarried and you've got probably 2 or 3 children, from a previous marriage or relationship, you probably have depression. You probably have anxiety. You probably have a hard time keeping things up in your house. Things are probably falling apart in your home. The children are too tired or either listless to get simple chores done. This is not because you failed to have a male in the household. What they are doing is purposely attacking unmarried women with children. And it's so disgusting. A lot of Black people, they constantly talk about the agenda against Blacks, but this is not an agenda against Black people. It is an agenda against unmarried women with children. And they have first of all, these people have been completely overtaken by demonic entities. and they have no empathy or no care in the world for you, and they do want to destroy you. I just got a message from somebody over on my other channel that stated to me, the children that you have with you are going to be destroyed and their lives are going to be crap. This is actually an agenda. If you are an unmarried woman with children, they hate you. And I've been going through this for the longest on YouTube. In fact, there's a lot of women on here that are vloggers, and they just go ahead and lie and claim that they married just so that they don't have this problem. So there's definitely an attack. And Spirit wanted me to come and talk to you ladies about this, because we are going to be protecting. We're going to actually do a protection ritual. It's going to be coming up in the next couple of days. It will be up on the website. It's not going to be expensive at all. They don't care about us. Simply because it was written in a Bible that we are the spoils. We are the people that should be sacrificed and destroyed along with our children. Now, there's something even more sinister behind this agenda. And of course, it's of a spiritual nature. Of course. And your children are being hit with all sorts of lasers and laser beams. I remember when my children were in school, right before I moved out of Kansas City, Missouri. I currently reside in Atlanta, Georgia. I was born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. And for some reason, you know, every school that my children went to, they got bullied. And it was 3 or 4 different schools. So a lot of people will just say, oh, well, that just means that you're cursed. Not necessarily. It's a hidden agenda is what it is. And there's been an agenda to attack anyone that they deem as a problem. Anyone. If you're considered to be a problem, if you don't go along with the current agenda, then they will attack you. I started to get contacted by these people actually about 15 years ago. And for some reason, it wasn't happening to the other women of my family, not that I could see. It was only happening to me and my children. And I remember family members, including my mother, would say extremely horrific things to my children. It was almost like we were the oddballs out. And they're in every family. Everybody has this Jesus complex to where they feel as though they've got to sacrifice one in the family, or else they feel as though the rest of the family will not survive. Now, this is all a hoax that has been implanted in these people's minds. But you got to be careful with these people out here. You got to understand that the agenda is hidden. They began to talk like that on YouTube, but YouTube is actually the world. You know, there's billions of people on YouTube. So YouTube is a manifestation of what is going on in this world. And the outright hatred that they feel for unmarried women with children. If you're married, you're fine. And so that's why you have a lot of married women, you know, they're perfectly fine. They don't go through that because they have a husband, and that is what makes them acceptable. And another thing is that there's a pedophile agenda, because they feel as though, well, if you're an unmarried woman with children, Your children should be stolen from you and placed in the hands of pedophiles. We don't care about those children. They don't. They don't care about the children that come from unmarried women. And this includes women that are divorced. I believe that they launched the campaign back in 2014, and they will affect your animals. They will affect your children, and they also will try to have an effect on the mother. Now, for me, I'm one of those people that are unbreakable. So they apply a huge amount of pressure to me every day, which is why every day when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to do rituals on these people every single day. Okay. Now, the actual energy that is behind this will be destroyed. This is a time of war, and it is a war on women. And it is the most despicable thing ever. It's the most despicable thing ever. And then another thing is that they want to make it so that you can't even get a man to protect you. So what they'll do is they'll bar you from having any sort of tangible relationship with anybody. And if there is somebody that is interested in being with you, he'll either get locked up or he'll be killed. Because they need souls, they need victims. Now, let me tell you who is going to foil their plan. The Divine Mommy. So that's why a couple of years ago, when I changed my channel name to the Divine Mommy, oh, they went into attack mode on me because I am the Divine Mother. And the Divine Mother does see exactly what they are doing. Okay? The Divine Mother sees exactly what they are doing. And she is on a rampage. Okay? So what I want a lot of you women to pay attention to is I want you to hold on to your children and give them as much love as possible, because this is going to be key in surviving this, because it's just another stupid war thought up by ignorant men who are brainwashed. Let me tell you why that cathedral burned down in London. The reason why that cathedral burned down is because there have been many, many children sacrificed in that church, and there was a lot of negative energy coming from that place, which is why the spirits burnt it down. All of these churches that have been erected by men to attack women, because that is all the church is about. The church is about holding women hostage. You have to be able to translate the Bible. You have to be able to translate it because it's all written in the Bible. They're doing a self-fulfilling prophecy because of their hatred, because of their confusion. And so, for example, let me give you guys an example, and I know a lot of women are going to understand this. When your house starts to get dirty and you too tired to clean it up, there's a spell for that, actually. Women have to do housekeeping spells, because what they'll do is they'll steal all of your energy. Now, a lot of these confused people, because a lot of the people that you see doing certain things to people, they are literally just body bags for these entities, right? And they're constantly working against the woman developing any kind of law and order and peace in her life. They're angry about it. And so you would ask yourself, well, why would they do that? Because, we just innocent women minding our own business. They look at you as undeserving of life. They feel as though you should have just taken what you were given and you shouldn't have asked for anything more. And the big thing about it that's hidden is the fact that y'all are sacrifices. The unmarried women with children are sacrifices. Okay? Unmarried women are the sacrifices. And the reason why, and they've been setting this up for years. This is the reason why they gave women free daycare, free money, free food stamps, because they've been feeding you just to get you fat so that they can feed off of you. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to put up spiritual protection around your house. Or they'll get in. And they're constantly keeping an eye on anybody that doesn't go with the status quo. Exactly. Right. They're telling you to wait on Jesus to help you, and Jesus is going to make it better. But we all know that that doesn't make it better, because your house is still falling apart, ain't it? So the church has always been a place of sacrifice. It's only been about sacrificing your energy. That's all it's been about. The rest of it is just a bunch of hogwash. And the reason why these churches are under attack is because there are certain angels and spirits that are tearing them all down. Because they're so diabolical. They're so repugnant. And the current agenda is to fight against them, because this is not only affected poor people, this is affecting rich people. This is affecting anybody that is considered to be a mother. So to be honest with you, they have turned their sights on married women as well. So this is where married women are going to have to accept that it's not just about being married. And it's about the fact that you're a woman, period. In order to destroy women and children, they had to get the men's minds messed up. So they've been messing them up with that religion for years. Okay? They've been messing them up with that religion for years. Is it like in the movies where a negative demon takes over a man and causes him to attack his family? Somewhat like that. Because almost every day, most women are under attack, even married women. And they come out and they're wearing very nice clothes and hair pieces. But behind closed doors, they're being abused. And this is something that women are going to have to start working on. And this is something that the spirits want me to start to deal with, because it's time. And if you're not on the right page at this point, you are truly open and susceptible to these demons. Stop blaming it on witches. The people in the church are witches. They believe in sacrificing women and children. Now, isn't it sad when you hear these stories about these women that supposedly did something, and it's very sad, isn't it? But see, that's because some of these women fell victim to mind control. A lot of the stuff that we see is a result of mind control. And it's not about feeding the judicial system. It's not even about money. It's about energy. Planet Earth has been under attack. Oh, especially for about the past 100 years. And they won't leave the earth because their home has already been destroyed. So they have nowhere to go except for in the ground of the earth. And we've been burying these people in the earth, which is why the soil in a lot of different places is sour, is sullied. They have completely desecrated planet Earth, which is a divine feminine energy that's very loving and accepting. Okay? And so the reason why they attack is because they have to feed. When you hear about a child that is missing, they ate the child. They eat them. They steal their organs. They eat the organs. A lot of organ harvesting is not just about transplants. It's not just about transplants. It's about feeding, actual physical feeding. And the only way you're going to be protected from that is if you have the proper protection. Because I was surrounded by them. I was. And when they go on attack, it's totally unsuspecting. We've been under attack in this household for about a week now. And I've been fighting and fighting. I've been sweeping and mopping. And it just seemed like it just comes out of nowhere. Stuff getting knocked over. Y'all been having stuff getting knocked over in your house, stuff getting broken? Those are not just accidents and isolated incidents. These are entities that are destroying your house and the surroundings around you because they want you to be unhealthy. Okay? And they've been moving in on folks. And the way that you're going to do it is you've got to gather your family around, and you have to be strong. You have to be in the correct mind frame. You can never give in to them, because a lot of people will just give in. And they'll say, oh, you're all powerful and I'm scared of you. Well, see, those are the weak people that are going to be either murdered or destroyed due to natural selection, because they're too weak to actually stand up to these entities. And you've got to be strong enough to stand up to these entities. I've been watching the news. They've been doing a lot of distraction. But then again, women with children, again, look at Britney Spears. And I've been wanting to do a reading on Britney Spears. I've been feeling spirit come to me and say, do a reading on this woman, because they have actually been holding Britney Spears captive against her will. They've been hitting Britney Spears with all kind of stuff. And they're going to use every woman as an example, including rich women. If you're a rich woman that's out here, they are attacking you. The reason why they hate Britney Spears is because she's a woman. She was with Kevin Federline and she left him. So they destroyed her life. Okay. And see, she, being who she is, she's actually more susceptible. The reason why they went on a campaign against the Black woman is because Black women are very strong by nature. Caucasian women are severely open and susceptible to these attacks, i.e. Andrea Yates. Andrea Yates was a very religious woman who murdered all 5 of her children. And so this thing has been growing, and spirit has set up certain people that know about it. They know about it, and they're very well aware of the agenda. There's not an agenda against Black women. There's not an agenda. Well, there's definitely an agenda against Black women because we're the saviors. But it's not a race agenda. All of that is just distraction. All of it is. The attack is on women. And if you're a woman that does not go along with their plan, especially when they send the most disgusting, vile, what they'll do is they'll say, no, you can't have that man. We're going to send the most disgusting, destructive loser into your life. And we're going to tell you that that is the only choice that you have and that you have to accept it. That is what they're going to do. And this is why these disgusting and very destructive reptilian men, they stay on you all the time. This is the reason why they're thinking about you, because they have an agenda against you. Okay? And what you have to do is, first of all, you have to be consciously aware of what's going on. Stop saying that, oh, this person is crazy, or oh, that person is crazy. No, most of these people are under mind control. Okay? Now, if you're a woman that does not want to accept the disgusting, toxic male energy that is meant to break you down and ultimately, eventually kill you, because that's what these men will do. Okay? That's what their plan is. And it's very sad because this is what they do. They think that just because they kill you that you gone. And I told y'all that that's not the truth. So a lot of these women and children that have been done this way, they contact, spiritualists. Okay? And so this is the reason why they do the things that they do. This is the reason why they're purposely trying to harm you, because they hate you. You may be the most amazing person in the world, just beautiful and loving. But right now, we got to go to war. We got to go to war. Because we got to remove these people from the planet. We've got to remove, and see, right now, you know what they're doing? They trying to find another planet to live on, because they've came down here and completely and totally raped the planet. And since they can't rape the planet anymore, they're ready to move on. So this is why they're trying to actually move to another planet. They've actually been taking people to these other planets. And the reason why is because they have only a short time to be here. They had no right to do what they did. And they were not, because see, Earth is real estate. Earth is a place, right? So Earth is a home. Earth is real estate. And they've been confusing you with all of this second sun and 2 Earths and da 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 da. That's all been a distraction to confuse you. When they realized that they were not going to be able to destroy Mother Earth, they decided to leave. But they can't exist without human flesh. They can't. So that's why they've been moving people to other planets. So y'all need to be careful When they come up to you and say, oh, do you want to live on Mars? Do you want to live on the moon? And if you go, sure, oh, you're going to be sacrificed immediately. They're going to breed you out. Okay, because here on earth, if you are very spiritually sound and spiritually protected, they're not going to be able to feast upon your flesh. They won't be able to do that. But there's a lot of people that have fell victim and are very unfortunate. And it could have happened to my family. But being that I am very spiritually sound and protected, they haven't been able to do that. But they've been tearing down a lot of people. And they have a headquarters over here in Georgia. They do. They got headquarters everywhere. Because they can't live unless you die. Don't that just piss you off? Now, when we think about human beings and our relationship with animals, human beings kill animals all the time, don't they? For food. So they're up on that food chain. You are the animal. You are comparable to a sacred cow. The way that we drink milk from a cow, the way that we eat meat from all animals, we are the same exact way. However, the earth, we are earth's children. So we have been promised to be taken care of. Right? Check this out. A lot of the debates that we see about food and about veganism and all of that, you'd be surprised at what they're doing in hindsight. Why would a vegan need to eat the meat of an animal when they're feeding off of humans? Literally, they're cannibals. And this is the hidden information that a lot of you don't know. And I have every right to come and warn you about what's going on. So this is why a lot of women and men decided to homeschool their children. Because they know that while your child is at school for 8 hours a day, they're feeding. So if you're from a certain bloodline, it doesn't matter whether or not your child is in school or not. They're still going to try to feed off of your children, and they can do it with the certain, energies that they use. Some of them use technology, but some of them have a natural ability to do it. And they will continue to try to lower the lifespan. This is why there's women that have babies that die in their womb. So if you were able to nourish your baby and your child is, for example, my child's age, 6 years old, they hate my son. They hate him. And the reason why they hate him is because he survived. And then he's so cute. His vocabulary has been extended greatly, and he's doing wonderful. But that's what they're doing. And it's so heartbreaking when you see children suffer. And I can't no longer watch children suffer, because the children are suffering, because the mothers are suffering. And they have to witness their mother go through these specific changes. Okay. And some of them are going through more changes than ever. I couldn't imagine a woman that has no spiritual knowledge of this, that's in the church. She's up and down all day long. Why is that? And the children are witnessing it. And see, for me, I have a lot of spiritual protection around myself, and I know how to cleanse myself. So that's the reason why they haven't gotten to me, and they won't get to me, because there was a specific reason why I was even born. You see what I'm saying? Because spirits knew it was happening. It's been happening since the 50s, big time. And see, I was born in 77. So what they did was just like in the Terminator, right? And you know, a black woman wrote the book. She's the one that wrote the Terminator. So what they do is they attack you before these special children that are going to make a difference in this world can even be born. So they just started that about 6 years ago. This is why the infertility rate went up. Because if you're meant to give birth to children that are special star seeds, they're trying to kill the child before it even comes into your womb, because it's going to fight against the agenda. And I'm telling you, if we don't do something about it now, in 20 years, it's going to be bad. It's going to be real bad. So something has to be done now, because I can see it in the future. They've already been programming people. It's going to be attacks done on women. They already know that they can get away with it because they did a test run on me. They already know that they can get away with it, and people are going to be too ignorant to see it. Hence the martial law that was happening to me for 3 years that I wasn't supposed to survive. I remember when they would send people, there was witches that were also doing work on me at the same time. And my heart would just start pounding, pounding. And you know what spirit did? My spirits, they taught me how to stay calm during those attacks. So I built up a resistance to it big time. And they hate that because they know that they already lost when they couldn't kill me, because they were trying to kill me. When you attack a woman, when you attack a woman's child, you're attacking her. So I would just feel like my heart was, they were trying to rip my heart out of my chest every single time. And it's going to happen to certain people. And certain people, they'll turn away. They'll say, well, we can't get this person, so we just going to leave this person alone. Because every time they would do that, spirit would show up. You see what I'm saying? They would show up with the situation, and I would survive that. So, for example, they hated so much. I did a hangout on my other channel, and it was entitled, Thank God the Goddess Protected Me. And they was over there thumbs in it down because they don't like that. They don't like it. They don't like the fact that women are protected. I've been protected. Everybody, well, most people have the ability to shield themselves. So when you start to understand how to activate your shield, then you'll be fine. They're going to do this to unsuspecting women. And, women, when you decide to leave a relationship with a disgusting reptilian man, that is the tactic that they're going to use on you. Because what they wanted to do, they wanted to kill me, and they would put a lot of pressure on my heart. But I survived it because I have a very strong heart. I'm a healer. So this is the difference between me and some of the other women that they go after, because I have the ability to instantly heal from most attacks, from all of them actually, because they threw everything at me, including the kitchen sink. Do you understand me? They threw it all at me. And most of my energy has had to go towards surviving. So I've been in survival mode for the past 4 years. Okay. And the disgusting toxic males that have given away their children because they did sacrifice you. There are men out here and they will say it. They'll say, screw you and screw those children. What do you think that they're really saying? What do you think that they're really doing? They don't want your house to be nice. They don't want your surroundings to be healthy. They want you to be in squalor because they feel that you are a disgusting, evil woman that had children. So, guys, Tupac, the reason why Tupac was taken from this world is because he exposed that in his music. So did Michael Jackson. Mike exposed it too, which was why he was killed. So if you're not on the side of the woman and the children, what do you think is going to happen to you? Because she's made a promise. This has a lot to do with Lilith, because what they did in the Bible historically, what they did was because Lilith left Adam, Lilith was actually raped by Adam before she left, which was why she left, because he did rape her. She was pregnant. And what they did was they sent demons. It wasn't angels. They claim it was angels, but it was not. It was demons. Because an angel is not going to come and tell you that they're going to kill 100 of your children every day. That's not something that an angel is going to do. So they sent demons after her and said, if you don't return to Adam, we're going to kill your babies. And so that's why it's been legend that Lilith killed her babies, because they told her, they said, we're going to give you a choice. You either go back to Adam or we're going to kill your children. So Lilith didn't actually kill the children. They have given her such a bad name. They have given Lilith a very bad name, because it was not Lilith that was killing those children. It was man that was doing it, because they wanted to control her. All of this was created by design. All of it. And the spirit of Lilith has survived all of this. She is the one that is the protector, along with other deities, because that is their agenda. And this is why children are being destroyed every day, and they're still blaming it on Lilith. So you see, when you're a part of that church environment, as a man, you never have to take responsibility for what you've done. You can always blame it on a woman. And that's what they do. Now, this is how a lot of these men are going to go down. The whole church thing is destroyed. There's no Jesus that's going to die for your sins. There's nobody that's going to take on that energy except for the men that are doing the evil. Okay? And you got to understand that it's a very, very real thing. So, the next time you decide to judge a single mother, it is them. The next time you decide to give a single mother or an unmarried mother the side eye and the evil eye, just know that a man made her that way. And the only thing that she really had to do to seduce him was for him to look at her. That's all she had to do. She didn't even have to say anything to him. She could have been totally ignoring him, in love with somebody else. But the fact that he wanted her, that is what they see as wrong. So, guys, we have got to be aware of that. We have to be consciously aware. Stop going into your lower self and not paying attention to what they are doing. Because they're doing the most. And it's going to get worse. It is. It's going to get worse. Over here in Georgia, there's been several women that I've heard about that have went crazy and killed their husband and the children and things like that. And see, that is the example of the type of mind control that a lot of people are very, very sensitive to. Now, for me, I was born with the ability to know. I was born with the gift of knowing. You see what I'm saying? So this is why there are women that can raise their children, even while these disgusting reptilian beings, boy, they'll have the kids bouncing off the wall. ADHD is that's not a medical problem. That's not caused by sugar. That's caused by them. So what they do, if they see you in that environment and you tell that man to get out, you notice how the children immediately start to act up. Boy, they bouncing off the walls, they tearing up stuff, they knocking stuff down. You understand? That is them controlling your children. And so what you have to do, you're not going to control your children. You're going to sit down and talk to them and you're going to say, this is what is happening. You have to educate your children if they are not consciously aware of it. And you have to say, this is what they are doing to us. And this is what you have to do to fight it. Now, as a woman, you have to be able to control your own household. And that's not what they want to do. They don't want you to control your own household because they're controlling your household from the outside. They don't have to be in your household. They can control it from the outside. And it is your responsibility to recognize that and to fight it. It is. And so, guys, let me tell you something. We are fighting this and we will win. And eventually they'll give up. But the ones that they think are weak, because they think that just because you don't have a man that you're weak. And some of these people, they're really disgusting. They love to see children get beat. They love to see stuff happen to children. They love it. They will do things to you just because they think you're going to do something. You hear about all these stories about women that do harm to their children because of what a man did to them. Well, for me, I've always had an instinct that when a man is attacking me, I'm hugging my children and loving them even closer. But there are some women that can't do that because their mind is all wrapped up in a man. I actually did a reading for somebody, guys. I was so heartbroken. I could not believe it. But everybody has their own thing. I actually did a reading for a woman, and she had actually given her child to the state. And her only concern was, is the father going to come back? And she told me, she said, I don't want to be a mother to my child unless I'm with him. It's the only reason why I had the baby. Now, it could have been somebody trolling me, but that is the mindset of a lot of women. And when you're a woman that's strong, they don't like that. So if you notice, they kept attacking me. They kept trying to break my heart. I think that they think that women are going to go crazy or something. And so that's why they kept sending folks over here, because they were concerned, because they all knew what was happening. Well, I'm not every woman. Okay. So this is why my children have not only, they are thriving. They're thriving. Okay. And we have to recognize this so that these children can stop. These children that you hear about every day on the news, we have to start to protect children. And you notice that I was the only child's rights activist on here and they attacked me. Why do you think that they did that? Because children are their food. Every time somebody commits an act against a child, they feed and they're watching. They're there to witness. It's even being video recorded because everybody's being watched. You think they don't have cameras set up in these houses that you move into? They watching you 24/7. And they're not watching you because they don't trust you with your kids. They're watching and attacking because they want to see something. They are very sick-minded individuals. So something that is always being presented to me is the fact that, women and children need to be protected at all costs. And the reason why is because if we don't protect women and children, then the human race will just die off. They'll just die off. And they've convinced you that it's something wrong with the human race, but it's not. It's not us, it's them. So I've got stuff on my website that can help you guys. For example, the cleanses. The cleanses are absolutely amazing because what it does is it lines up your chakras, balances them, and clears away a lot of those entities and bad spirits and worms and disease that they can send to you. You don't have to sleep with somebody for you to get acquired immune deficiency syndrome. It's all in the air. And they hate anybody that is exposing this. They hate it because they don't want people to know. But you know what? I don't believe that there is any other channel talking about this specifically, except for maybe David Icke has been talking about it for years. Okay. So get the cleanses. And when I do the generational hex remover, I'm not doing what y'all think I'm doing. What we are doing, not I, but we. What we're doing is removing a demon from your family. That's what we're doing. And it's been hovering for years. And the sickness and the mentality has gotten sicker and sicker. So this is the whole purpose of the generational hex removers. When I do those, I am actually dismissing a demon. And they can't help themselves because, there are some of us that have control over demons. So this is the reason why they haven't caused me to do. I don't know what they was thinking. This latest attack, they said they were going to make me commit suicide. Guys, it's not funny. It's not, but the thought of that is actually very hilarious because, I'm no spring chicken, so I'm very, very familiar with this. And then also I love life. So it's funny how, they do things and they'll try things, but it's actually never going to work. And they know it. They've been doing stuff all day, boy. I went upstairs and took a nap earlier and woke up and you could just feel that negative energy. You could just feel it all around. And they'll work 24/7 around the clock. But what they don't realize is that also spirit, guys, also the healings are very important for you to get those. The healings are, because you're going to have to heal in order for you to be okay. You know how when you at war, and you know how the soldiers will be at war and they'll go out there and they'll get all messed up and cut up and shot up, and they have to go and they have to take some time to heal. It's the same thing. But the only difference is that it's healing not just your body, but also your mind and your spirit. So this is the reason why a lot of the soldiers end up with a lot of mental problems, because they haven't been through the proper healing process by an authentic spiritualist. You know? So I gotta go. I love you guys. You know where to reach me if you need me. I'm always here. Okay. If you need to reach me, because I'm just assuming people know how to reach me now. The link to my website is below. My phone number is below. My number, you can reach me at 770-686-7461. Because I have saw these demons attack so diabolically that people can't even think straight enough to even go to the website. So they have to call me, and I have to talk them, I have to talk them through the process, because they scatter your mind. So I can be reached below. Also, if you guys need to email me, it's queenjamila941@gmail.com. Okay, so now you know. And now when you look at these people, you're going to have a different perception, aren't you? The next time you see somebody that is judging and trying to harm either a married woman or an unmarried woman with children, now you know why. You'll be able to see their demon, won't you? Very clearly. I'll see y'all later. I love you guys. Bye.